Let's talk about some Sopranos characters that we lost on the show. But don't take my word for it. Hear it right from them. Here are a few Sopranos characters that died on the show, and what they have to say about it. First, Bobby Baccalieri.
The Sopranos. You go too far.
Did I make the right decision marrying Janice Soprano? I mean, it got me pretty high up in the organization. But the thing is, it doesn't really matter how high up you get when you're now lying 6 feet under. We all have just as much and just as little power down here.
Daddy!
I really should have brought my phone into the store with me, though. And as soon as I closed the car door, I think I knew that I had left it.
A word to everybody, your eyes in the back of your head.
No, I thought this toy store was some sort of safe space. Looking at model trains wasn't exactly the way I imagined I'd go out and battle. I guess everything's fair game when you're going to the mattresses.
You probably don't even hear it when it happens, right?
Looks fast.
It's like that game we used to play as kids. Crack the whip. You run around like an idiot holding hands as tight as you can, and then the line snaps. Somebody lets go. And you're next.
Next up, Tony Blundetto, aka Tony B. I'm no superhero, though I did tell my boys I fought bad guys over in the Middle East.
That's when you were stationed in Saudi Arabia, right, Dad?
Yes, that's right, but I'm talking to your brother.
I guess it didn't matter much anyway in the end. To think I almost made it, though. It's true. I had an IQ of 158. The nuns were ecstatic. All the good it did me. Unfortunately, the judge didn't really care much about my high IQ or potential when he sentenced me to nearly 2 decades in prison. And most other people didn't care either. To them, I was just some washed-up criminal who could only be trusted as far as the eye could see. I didn't want to be a forever prisoner. Huh, joke's on me, right?
The nature of the system instills the convict mentality to the point where prison becomes the only venue where the convict can function.
I know I caused a shitload of headaches with everything that happened. But maybe it was time for someone else to have a headache. It'd always been me. Maybe someone else can share in the fun. Look, I'm obviously no stranger to this life. In this industry, death is often the cost of doing business. Take it or leave it. But when I heard about what Phil and Billy did to my good buddy Angelo, something in me really snapped.
This guy was my own man, my rabbi, and my priest rolled into one. And even though I don't miss a fucking day, I bet the parts with this fire plug were the best.
I just couldn't take that lying down. And I don't think Angelo would want me to either. And why should I? To make things easier for my asshole cousin, Tony Soprano? His wife, who treats me like a fucking slave?
TB, make sure you shoot the food tables before they're pillaged.
Hell, even my own kids don't like me.
I don't want to come back here.
I was just so sick of being treated like a second-class citizen. Not just me, really. All ex-cons. It's like you're branded for life, with a scarlet letter. And the people that claim to care about you are the ones that seem to use it against you the most. Tony Soprano especially. I guess I probably would have felt the same if I was in their shoes. Next, Vito Spatafore.
Sometimes you tell a lie so long, you don't know when to stop. You don't know when it's safe.
In war, there's collateral damage. I didn't want to hurt this guy. But what was I going to do? Wait for the police to come? I wouldn't have done that in New Jersey, and I certainly wasn't about to do that in New Hampshire. Who was I at war with? I guess I was most at war with myself. I think I knew how things were going to end as soon as I got back in the car and headed south, back to New Jersey. It's just like the fucking regularness of life. In my case, the regularness meant having a wife and 2 kids and pretending to be straight. I even had a gumar and everything.
Francesca, look at me. You can't tell anyone, even your friends at school, that Daddy's home for a little while. I love you guys. First off, I pay my way back in. I got $200K that goes directly to you personally. No one else needs to know.
Side note, that $200K could have helped Tony when he needed that bridge loan from Hesh. I never expected guys like Phil to understand, but I figured maybe Tony would, if there was a lot in it for him, and he didn't really have to see me. Out of sight, out of mind, but lots of cash. Not a bad deal, right? Tony apparently didn't think so. You might say I dug my own grave.
Like over the river and through the woods to Grandma's house we go.
What's covering the field?
Snow.
And what does snow symbolize? Death. He has miles to go before he sleeps. Sleep of death. The big sleep. He's talking about his own death, which is yet to come but will come.
Next up, Ralph Cifaretto.
Couldn't get any breath in his lungs for 5 minutes, so there was no oxygen to the brain.
Look, I understand I'm the last person who deserves the benefit of the doubt here. But honest to God, it wasn't me. I wasn't behind the fire that killed Pyomai.
Stop! Well, stop!
The last thing I remember hearing Tony say was, she was a beautiful, innocent creature. What'd she ever do to you? And that hit me. It made me think. Is this about Pyomai? Or is this about the girl? Tracy. I guess I can only blame myself. I mean, I know I blamed the coke, but coke's just a powder. My hands are what killed her. I figured I was going to have to spend nearly the rest of my life just trying to make up for the shit that I'd done in the beginning of it. But I was going to at least try.
It was all downhill from here.
Jesus Christ, you did it. You cooked that fucking horse alive.
No, I did not! My kid's in the fucking hospital!
Look, I know I've screwed up. So who knows, I probably would have just screwed up again. But there's a small chance that I wouldn't have. And I guess I just wanted to see what would happen. See if it was possible for me to really go down another road. As you know, I never got to find out. Well, that's all for now. What do you think? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Stay tuned for the next edition of Character Deaths from Their Point of View. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this latest video. Let me know what you think. I'd love to hear.